everyone. They were trying to launch the catamaran into the water, but suddenly the crane gave way. Tell us in the comments how you'd rate their technique and their moves.
Hey!
Unbelievable! The suspended engine chose to head off to meet Poseidon. These images were filmed in 2016 during flooding in the Italian city of Turin. The tourist boats Valentina and Valentino broke free from their moorings and drifted away. This can happen on the water too. This is the power of the Libeccio, a southwesterly wind that blows across France, Italy, and the Adriatic coast. We're in Norway, aboard a ferry heading straight for the rocks. The reason? The captain fell asleep. The containers topple like dominoes. We're in the United States on the Mississippi River. The ship's crew miscalculated the route and paid the price for their mistake. Never underestimate the power of the current or the danger hidden in drifting logs. We're in Pavlovo, Russia. Not even a storm could stop the crew of this yacht. The annual inspection of the lifeboats and its davits didn't go as planned. Man overboard! Or, more precisely, up the mast. Can't clear the bridge because of the mast? Here's a trick for that.
Peu là. Dans ce camp.
We're in Venice, Italy. In one of the city's navigable canals, the cruise ship MSC Opera was preparing to dock. But due to technical problems, it struck the pier and damaged another vessel. We're in the Singapore Strait to see which of these two ships suddenly changes course. We're in Antwerp, Belgium. Here, the container ship APL Mexico City broke free from its moorings and crashed into a crane. The port infrastructure also took a hit in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, where one ship struck another while docking. That second vessel then rammed two cranes, one of which collapsed while the other was severely damaged. Next up, a couple of truck mishaps. The first, according to some reports, came down to workers rushing and failing to secure the truck properly. In the second, at first it looks like all is lost, but at the last moment the problem is solved. This dramatic scene was filmed in the Chilean city of Arica. We're on the Italian island of Elba. The ship entered the harbour far too fast and, as expected, slammed into the pier. The next video comes from the Strait of Malacca. With Singapore nearby, traffic here is extremely heavy. What you see is a collision between the dredger Ocean Line 5001 and the tanker Strovolos. We're in the South Korean port of Busan. A series of mistakes, ranging from excessive speed to the pilot's panic, led the Japanese container ship Milano Bridge to damage 5 port cranes. Are you an expert in navigation rules? Who do you think should give way here? Share your opinion in the comments. It looked like the danger had passed, but it hadn't.
Okay. नहीं. Out of control. Oh my God. How many passengers are in there?
Do you have the courage to face these waves?
Meu Deus!
We're in Cape Elizabeth, United States. A fishing vessel ran aground on the rocks after an electronic system failure. The alarm that should have woken the crew at regular intervals didn't work, leaving the ship at the mercy of the autopilot. The ship Europa is truly remarkable. First, it was built in 1911. Second, it sails in Antarctic waters. And third, it's a training vessel, which means even beginners can experience the full wonder of traditional sailing. Trust me, this stunt definitely deserves a like. Witnesses managed to capture the ship capsizing on video. We're in the city of Cairns, Australia. In this video, you can see a 45-meter super yacht that, due to a technical issue, ended up with one engine stuck at full throttle. We're in Idaho, United States. This jet boat race didn't end well for the crew. We row together, we swim together. We're in Batam, Indonesia. The video shows the final moments before the cargo ship Eastern Glory collides with a bridge. In 2019, the cargo ship Golden Ray capsized off the coast of the United States. Astonishingly, it was decided to cut this 200-meter giant in half while it still carried over 4,000 cars on board. We're in the municipality of Levanger, Norway. In the local harbour, a cement barge caused a major stir. About 15 ships were damaged, and 2 of them sank. Turns out the Bassmaster Eastern Open isn't just a fishing tournament, but also quite literally a test of endurance.
In one piece.
This is what happens when you overestimate your abilities. An impact to remember, followed by an equally dramatic spin. No money for a boat? Just get yourself a pumpkin and a paddle.
Moet je die van je afdrukken? Gewoon dat je achterin mag.
We're in Moscow, Russia. The steamboat Snegiri 2 pulls a stunt that chills the blood. No surprise there. Later tests showed the captain's blood alcohol level was 1.2. Modern knights in action. Think the boat is heading for the beach? Think again. It's a wall. Not even the magic of the characters on board could save this ship.
Oh! Oh!
The squid waited until the last moment, and its tactic worked perfectly. Due to a storm, the Spanish ship Luno lost engine power and began drifting off the coast of France. Driven by wind, waves, and current, it not only washed ashore, but also broke in two. Fortunately, the entire crew of the Luno was rescued.
Wauw, il ouvre rentre. Oh là là.
We're in Rotterdam, Netherlands. This is what happens when a captain misjudges the clearance under a road bridge. Welcome to the Norwegian municipality of Bodø. The wind here is so strong that the captain used it to help with docking. And now let's go to Hamburg, Germany, where a container ship crashed into a cruise liner. A major disaster was avoided thanks to the tugboat, from which this video was filmed. A ferry leaving the harbour struck another vessel and destroyed one of its lifeboats. We're in Barranquilla, Colombia. Right after departure, the coal carrier Hakata Queen went out of control. Makes you wonder what exactly was the captain of the Key Marmara expecting. The ships Yeoman Bridge and NYK Oceanus couldn't avoid a collision in Hamburg harbour. Let's visit the Turkish city of Iskenderun, where the Egyptian ship Sea Eagle capsized and then sank. Here's the launch of the Annika Braren, a ship built in 2020 and sailing under the German flag. Electronic system failures left the ferry's crew unable to control the engines, causing the vessel to crash into the pier in the Canary Islands. What was supposed to be a lifeboat launch suddenly turned into a thrill ride. Waterfall tests can be used to check the strength of unsinkable lifeboats. The captain and passengers of this boat were lucky twice over. It didn't sink, and someone came along to tow it. This river cruise almost ended in tragedy, but the captain showed exactly how to act in a situation like this. Turns out the outboard engine had plans of its own. Luckily, it was later recovered. This new maneuver is called the parking turn. This incident also took place in the Netherlands. The ship's owner later reported that the captain had fallen ill. The cargo ship Star Nav Regulus left the shipyard and immediately found itself in trouble.
Meu Deus!
The ship Kudry Blue ran into bad luck twice. First, a storm drove it onto the rocks of Sardinia in the Mediterranean. Then, instead of being salvaged whole, it had to be dismantled and removed piece by piece. Here we see a sunken barge loaded with nickel ore. This type of cargo is extremely dangerous because it liquefies easily, which makes ships unstable.